Hi, thanks for watching this first weekly Connect of 2019. I hope you're having a great new year and you're ready to jumpstart into this year and start teaching these kiddos about the love of God. So this week we're teaching from 1 Samuel 1 through 3, and we're going to be teaching the kids to really listen to God. So our story's about, it starts off with Hannah, who we covered in the Summer of Superheroes, so your kids should be pretty familiar with that. And then we're going to talk right about Samuel and Eli and how Samuel heard God speaking to him and he was really listening and he was obedient. And we're just going to really be concentrating on this this listening to God portion of our faith, right? Because God can tell us millions of things, but if we never slow down our hearts, if we never stop to listen, it doesn't matter what he tells us, because we're never going to obey, we're not going to be obedient, we're not going to do what is right, because we're not listening. We're not ever taking that time to stop and listen and know what he has for our lives. So we're really trying to teach the kids to stop and listen to God, not just only talk to him, but have that other relational piece where they're listening to God. So what better way to show the kids about listening than to make telephones? So each of the kids will have 2 cups and a long piece of string. So if you follow the directions exactly as I wrote them in the curriculum, it will not work. Well, maybe it will for you. I could not figure this out. So it tells you to just poke a really small hole and then tie a huge knot in the end. Well, I could never tie a knot big enough so that it wouldn't fall through. So what I've done is given each child 2 safety pins, or paper clips. These are not safety pins, they're paper clips. So if you can tie one end of the string to a paper clip and then thread it through your small hole, maybe you'll be able to make smaller holes than I was. I mean, I used the tip of a pin. I couldn't get it small, but I'm probably really strong. And then you just put that through, and then you make the other one, and of course you'll have the paper clip just in case. It still works the same, and then the kids can make their own telephone. So now we're going to be using these at the end of class as well. So you'll want to keep these by, maybe have the kids write their names on it or put them in a special place so the kids can have them too. At the end, everybody can go home with a telephone, but during our time after the story, when they're playing their game and listening to each other, when we're doing silly tongue twisters, they will be able to pair up, so they'll only need 1 set of these. So the key is, I made this one really long because I thought it'd be fun for the kids to be way across the room and listen to each other. The key is you have to have this pulled really taut in order for you to be able to hear each other. So I'm sure you all know how to do a telephone. I'm over explaining. Talk in this one, the other kid has it in this end, and you can hear it. It works. Okay, so that is our listening to God. So of course, the story time is about the beginning with Hannah and then ending with Eli and Samuel. You'll do your worship and offering as always. Then you have a blessing, and then we have some questions for you after story time, which you can somehow incorporate that into your telephone time. Maybe you ask a question and you have the kids whisper the answer to the other person, and then the other person across the room has to say what the answer was. I'm not sure. However you want to do that. Or you can just play silly tongue twisters with your phone, just as it's written in the curriculum, however you'd like to do that. And then I did spend a little bit of extra time this week on prayer, because we are starting off the new year and we really want to spend this time. We're talking this whole week about listening to God, and then we're going to take some time during prayer to talk to God and ask him to help us listen, to help ready our hearts and help us to be obedient and listen to him. If you still have time, you can get the kiddos ready for next week in 1 Samuel 8 through 15. And I think that's it. Oh, for the new year, we are no longer doing the take-home sheets for elementary. We're going to try this out, see how this works out. We just have found that most of them were just making it into the trash. We weren't getting very many back at all. So we're going to not do take-home sheets and only really give the kids something to take home when we have something super important to say. If you have a lot of if you have a lot of parents talk to you about this and they really liked the idea of the homework, let us know. Let your campus supervisor know so we can incorporate that back into our programming, because I thought it was really important and I loved it. Angie thought it was really important and she loved it, but we just weren't seeing any results no matter how often we talked to the kiddos about doing that homework. So I think that's it for 2019. If you have any suggestions or any ideas, some fun ideas for us, just let us know. We always are open to making things more awesome and more fun to learn about God's love. So thank you so much. Have a great, blessed week, and happy teaching this weekend.